Hello, hello, good morning, good morning. Sorry for the delay. Had some unforeseen events preventing me from streaming immediately. I would have been late. I would have been like only 30 minutes late, but now we're almost an hour and a half. That's okay though. Don't worry about it. We'll be all right. Okay. We're going to continue our project from the previous streams, which is doing a low poly mesh of our high poly boots. Um, we're working on meshes to use as reference webcomic that I've already written. And yeah, we're just working on the art so well, the meshes so we can do the turnaround, the character turnarounds, and the concept art and all that, and hopefully some pages. Hopefully in the very near future. Okay, we're gonna get started. Let's see where we were. I didn't, when I left off the streaming schedule, I had somewhat of a busy week, so I didn't really get to do much behind the scenes this time. But we will be hopefully getting more things done this week. Okay. And I want to try to do a game stream either next week or the week after. I'm gonna try to do that. So look out for that if you're listening to this. Hope everyone out there has had a wonderful weekend. It's pretty hot out. Hope you're staying hydrated, beating the heat. And I'm looking around. I'm looking around here and seeing. I don't know why this is here. To be honest, to be honest with you, I don't remember what I was. Okay, I see. I think I was working. I was working my way over. Oh no, 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 no. I was doing the planes for this. Okay. And I remember I said that I wanted to push this down some and try to see if I can take this edge around, keep that detail there in the low poly. So I've never baked onto a manually made low poly mesh. So I want to make this as good as I can without trying to, stall the project. This is like my first attempt at doing this. So uh, let's see what we got here. I'm gonna try to push this back and see what we can do. All right. I didn't. I really don't have anything new to report. So I didn't have to. I really didn't have. I really didn't get to work on very much. Um, I didn't even do any editing. Wait, or did I? Yeah, I did actually. I did. I did manage to get one edit in, but yeah, it's been off stream. It's been a little slow as far as productivity. So we're going to be playing catch up. But this week I'm going to try to do some preparations to get the game streams going. And the fixes that I've done for voice meter, they do the crushed that sometimes does the crushed sound during the stream. Apparently that's still happening. So I got to look into that. That's on my to-do list is to fix my sound once and for all. Even if I gotta take and find another audio program to use, I'll do that. I was pretty happy with Voice Meter up until I started doing that, but and I actually knew about that. I knew about it from the beginning. It's just what I would do is before stream, I would restart the audio driver so that wouldn't happen. But now I don't know. I don't know what changed. Is it my audio levels? I did do some minor tweaks to them. Um, I wanted to make myself louder, and that kind of made the things happen more. The audio distortions happen a little more frequently. So I think maybe that has something to do with it. So maybe I should. I wonder if turning my mic down would help. But it happens every now and then off stream too. So I don't know what's going on. Like I can hear the difference between my headphones and my speaker, and that's how I detect it most of the time. When I stream, I don't have my speakers on at all, so the sound doesn't pick up on my mic. But yeah, I'm just making conversation here. That's definitely something that I'm gonna have to work on myself. What am I doing? What am I doing? Tell you what, yeah, let's move that back. Now, what is this here? I'm just trying to understand what the heck I'm doing right now. What the heck I was doing. Okay, that's a whole face. I'm gonna delete that face, and then I'm gonna oh my god. Okay, and then I'm gonna delete. No, I'm gonna delete the vertices. Okay. Delete. What? Delete. What is this? I need to see what this is. Okay. And we're going to need to delete that. All right. Let's see what we can do. All I want to do is reveal this plane right here. So maybe I should cut back on the faces. Delete faces, please. Okay. All right. I think that should be enough to do something here. All right, so I want to move this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this row here so that it is following this. See, I did not redo this edge properly when I remeshed it. It kind of blends in with this surface. These should be two different surfaces. Should be an edge here, but it kind of smooths out right there. But that's okay. We'll do a better job next time. I just want to preserve this edge here. That's all I want to do. So we're going to attempt to, okay, all right. I have a little bit of trouble seeing the plane here because I have them in front. It's always going to show in front of the thing. But we can always just click that little box right there on the bottom right and have a good look. See, I'm pretty sure there's a method to where I can only see the planes that are in front of the mesh and not behind the mesh as well. But for now, we'll just do this. I only really need to see what I'm doing. It doesn't matter really how. We're gonna do it this way because yeah, we're total amateurs at this, total noobs. Okay, this is the furthest I've gotten in designing a mesh. Like I did do clothes, but they didn't like even have pockets or collars or anything like that. It was just like I said, a proof of concept that I can do clothes, and now we're kind of in uncharted territory now. So here we are. But hopefully our future meshes will improve greatly. I'll be able to do this a little faster. I'm also working on, well, I mean, I didn't get to last week, but I'm also working on meshes off stream. The target goal is 7 meshes. That should be enough to start doing some character concepts, and then uh, uh, pages. Page 1, 2, I don't even know. All right, because I can only count the pages that have dialogue on them. I don't know. I mean, I kind of know. I have an idea of which pages that are just art are going to be created, but I don't know how many. I can't count them. But I do have some. I do have some plans, so that's going to inflate the numbers a little bit. But that's a bridge that we're going to cross in the future when we get to it. All right, so we have that plane. We restored it sort of. So I think what I'm going to do now is we're going to still avoid the shoestrings until we get this done, and then we'll do that last and try to do the best that we can here. We kind of I didn't plan ahead of this because I've never done it before. This is like the first footwear that I've created. I think when I was doing my when I was learning how to mesh, I had actually downloaded a pair of boots and just like put them over my character's feet I did I practiced on women though. That's what I did. But it was a character that happened to be wearing boots. So, not these kind of boots, but like go-go boots, I think. I don't even remember if they did they have heels or were they just like boots. I think they were just boots, maybe like little platform heels. I actually don't remember because it's been a while. But yeah, I did a couple of I did a couple more practice sculpts, but they were just naked ones. I think that's I can do the body just fine, I think, but it's just we still have some things that we need to work on. Different body types. We started when we did another character on stream, and it's a body type that I've never done before. So we're working through that. Okay, we got a little bit of fat, we got a little bit of muscle, got a little bit of everything on this guy. Okay, he has three or four different body types, but we'll get there. I want him to be a little bit chubby, so we just gotta make him a little softer. That's all. We gotta reduce his butt region. Hey, 99, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Just talking about my art plans for the near future. I'm gonna try. Oh yeah, in case you didn't hear, I'm going to try to do a game stream either next week or the week after. And I didn't get to work on anything last week because I was too busy, but off stream. But we're going to try to get there. What day? I'm not sure yet. Um, but it most likely will not be on an art day, which is currently Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. My schedule is blasted right now. Okay, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I just need a couple more things, and then we're going to get there. And I'm going to try to give myself a deadline. So even if I don't finish this stuff, I'll do the stream anyway, and then slowly incorporate with my future projects into that. Okay, it's just bells and whistles stuff for my stream. I'm working on stream stuff, but that's the plan. Okay, I didn't get to do any off stream art, so I've made no progress. I think I may have just like adjusted some vertices, I believe, but I had too much stuff to do last week, so I didn't really get to do anything. I did um I did play some 11 though. I completed uh Bastock, Windurst, Nation Missions, and Wings of the Goddess. That was last week though. Last week and the week before was like Wings of the Goddess. I like the story, but man, working through that is a slog. But apparently, since we've played it, they changed the Earth Day waits to just in-game hours. So it was much faster this time, but it was still kind of brutal, man. I don't know what it is about that. I know what it is. It's because you have to boost your you have to do the quest. They make you do the quest before you can progress the missions. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I want to do some 11 streams again, and I'm gonna do it on a brand new character. Well, it's not gonna be brand new actually. They're my mules, but I made them before, and I did take advantage of some logging events to get them started, like gobby bag quests. Yeah, we're gonna do Shadow Hearts. Don't even worry about that. Shadow Hearts is number one. Okay, I'm just saying that one day it ain't gonna be anytime soon. In the future, I'm going to do an 11 stream, and but anyways, it's going to be on a character that they're going to have a little bit of a start, but as far as the story is concerned, um, I think I only got them to rank 3. I don't know why I did it. There was some reason that I was doing it. I had to get them to rank 3 for something. I don't remember what it was, but I made a bunch of mules one day, and they were just mules, and I got them some stuff. I got them some book warps, some home points, gobby bags done, so they can carry stuff, of course. Yeah, storage, yeah, and locker, all that stuff ready to go. But for the most part, they're brand new characters. I think I only have one job at level 30, but I'm going to do 11 streams in the future and regression and just do whatever in the game I feel like doing. Besides the story, we're going to do that. So look out for that if you want to see an MMO. But yes, Shadow Hearts will be number one. We'll be doing that. It's, I might as well just do the whole series. So that'll be the first franchise playthrough of a J. I guess it's a JRPG, right? Yeah, it's a JRPG. After that, most likely be Zelda. Hold on, hold on, whoa, 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 whoa. Still a little discombobulated. Okay, sorry about that. But yes, we're going to be getting that going. All right. Hmm. So we're just working on the boots here. I'm trying to see what else needs to be done before I move on here. We need to even this out. I see I have an extra layer here. I think I could just do that on the other side and be done with it. I'm not even sure why there's an extra row in the first place, to be honest with you. We'll work on that. Once I have this going, we'll go ahead and adjust all these so that way they're even with this bottom part. Okay. But yeah, that's really all. I mean, they'll be as close to. I think I have two characters that have nothing. So, but I'm gonna put it to a vote. If there's enough people interested, I'll let the chat choose which character I put up. I have one mule of every race and every gender. Okay. So we can, and as long as it's not Galka or male Elvon, uh, all the rest of them are going to be left to choice, unless I somehow win the Mog Bonanza. If I win the Mog Bonanza rank one, that's going to be my next character. No questions asked. I'm not even gonna. There's not even going to be a poll. So if you see me just pick a character, that's what happened. All right. But if not, I'm going to let the chat decide. Okay. If there's people watching and they're invested enough, I'll let them decide. If I don't get an answer, I'll pick. But or you can pick. But yeah, that's gonna be the plan. It won't be for a while though. You'll see many game playthroughs before that happens. Many game playthroughs. For all of my characters I play on stream, Mithra, Scholar, okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'm gonna ask again when the time comes. But that's actually a good pick because Mithra was one of the ones that would most likely be the next one. They're the first. My Mithra is the furthest along out of all of them, I think, because that was one of my older mules. So I had a Mithra mule for a long time now, and that's most likely going to be the next one. I guess next oldest would be like female Hume, and then uh, male Taro. My two newest are uh, female Elvon and female Taro. Female Elvin Geo. It's gonna be a while before you're picking jobs that I have to like progress to get. Okay, but we're gonna make it work somehow. I'm definitely loving blue again. I'll tell you that right now. They're all gonna be blues. We'll do it the exact same way. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what it is. I'm gonna show you. Okay, true blue in real time. That's what I'm gonna show you. But that's a distant future. You know, we're gonna do Minecraft. We're gonna do pretty much any survival game, really. To be honest, I don't really have a problem with survival games at all. So you'll most likely see them. You'll probably see some art too. I made art like super hard for no freaking reason, no discernible reason whatsoever. I made it so that I can barely survive in the beginning because of the mods that I have put together for that. And I have that on a local server on my machine. I have Terraria, of course. That is, of course, on the Zenith seed, which is the hardest seed in the entire game, Vanilla. Um, Basically, what they did was there's a you start off in hell, right, in the center of the map. That is the safe zone. Everything beyond that, you can look up Xenoseed for more information, but on the Terraria wiki. But everything past that island is regular hell. You go up one level, it's mushroom biome, surrounded by burnt honey. If you hit the burnt honey, yeah, power, sure, yeah, definitely. As a matter of fact, um, if you hit the crisp honey, lava has a chance of coming out. Lava does like 400 life if you touch it in this hard, because it's like a hard world. It's master mode, all that stuff. It's everything together. And then you have the underground layer. After I'm not sorry, you have the surface layer above that. We're still underground, by the way. So everything normal that was normally spawned on the surface is past the mushroom layer. After that, you have underground, all the jungle stuff, ice, whatever. Crimson and corruption are both in the world, growing at the same time from the start. And then when you get to the circle, and that's all the way up until the surface, which is basically as soon as you leave the ground, it's space all the way up. If you touch the top of the screen, you're dead. If you there's no gravity as soon as you leave. There's lava pools everywhere. Mad enemies spawn. It's crazy. I've already done 3 bosses. I might do a fresh save just for the purpose of streaming. But I plan to build my world on a Zenith seed, and it'll be a semi-blind playthrough because I already beat the first 3 bosses. I beat the Eye of Cthulhu, and no, first 2. Sorry, Eye of Cthulhu, and I beat the I guess that's the Eater of Worlds, the big worm. That was kind of tough. That was a tough fight, and I still got to do Brain of Cthulhu, Wall of Flesh. There's cocoons of not cocoons, but larvae for the queen bee are spawning everywhere. And if you fight her outside of the jungle, she's going to start off enraged. So just expect that, okay? There's literally larvae everywhere. Like there's larvae like it's very common. You can easily hit the queen bee and just kill yourself. There's extra bosses. There's a special boss for this seed. It's called Medusa. Yeah, Starbound. Yeah, of course. And you know what? I don't know. I haven't really gotten into that game. I like the game, but I never really sat down and played it like I did with Terraria, Minecraft, etc., etc. Um, yeah, that's all up there. Anything retro, new. I do like Starbound. I know they gave up on it, but I still like it. I like the concept. I enjoy the game. I did play it for a little bit, but I didn't really get super far into it. I discovered a couple of planets, and that was it. And that was before all the changes they made. That was just like when the game was still new. Matter of fact, when we first played Terraria, I think we played it for like a month straight, and then Starbound had came out, and then we played that for a while, and I didn't really touch it that much since because we just blew through Terraria. Like we got really far, really fast in Terraria. But that was when they didn't really have Duke Fishron, or did they even have a Golem? I think they did. Uh, they didn't have the Empress of Light or the Moon Lord or nothing like that. I went back to the game like 2 years later and played through it and got those bosses. I didn't get Empress of Light. Empress of Light is new to me. And then we went back to Terraria. Yeah. Yep, exactly. And then yeah, man, anything really. I don't really have admittedly, a lot of sports games. Normally when I play a sports game, it's like some kind of combat sport, or maybe like NBA Jam or Hang Time. I've always liked to go back to Hang Time. That was my favorite one out of all those games. Or Mutant League Football, like oddball stuff. But yeah, I'm open to pretty much anything. If it's fun, I'll play it. I don't really have even games that I've never really would touch on my own. Like well, actually, no. I don't have a problem with it. I just never really, it's something I would play, like Harvest Moon. I would play that. To be fair, we did look at progression and just did that. Made the game a breeze. Yeah. You talking about Starbound? Yeah, they do walk you through the game a little bit. But yeah, anything's up for grabs. I've never really gotten to Kingdom Hearts. I played the first one. I got to Halloween Town or the Little Mermaid world, whichever one comes first. That's where I stopped. I don't remember the order of that. And then I went back to Hitman 2 because that's what I was playing at the time. I was playing Hitman 2. That was my first Hitman game. Was Hitman 2. You gotta get those. You gotta get the silver baller. I didn't really. What I would do is I would just calmly walk into the area, and wherever the target was, I would burst into the room and then just blast them with the silver baller and then just walk out. That's how I did most of my assassinations back then. And then I slowly started to, you know, be more and more discreet until I got really good at it. I haven't. I'm a little rusty now, to be honest. I do want to play those as well because I got the new ones. I got the entire series now on stream actually. They were selling them all for like under $20, and then I got Hitman, 2016, 2 and 3, and all that stuff. So you can expect that. The last one I played was Absolution. That is not exactly your proper Hitman game. It's more story driven. But I know that game is still fresh in my mind, so that'd probably be one of the ones that I could probably do easily. But other than that, yeah, Metal Gear, whatever. They got Delta on the horizon, so we'll definitely do a playthrough of that series before uh, Delta comes out. I don't have any complaints with Delta. I like the look of it. It does look like a one for one remake, so it probably won't be like your Resident Evil remakes where they remade it. They did some stuff differently. I don't think from the looks of it, it doesn't look like it's going to be like that, but I could be wrong. Maybe they did add some extra stuff in it. I heard they brought the voice actors back to do new lines, so maybe it's something that they did add some additional things in there. But it's not enough to be known about the game. That's like super in the future, super duper in the future. That game ain't coming out till next year, I believe. Hopefully, everything will be in full swing as far as our art and our streaming and progression. We'll be able to do these models with great proficiency by then. With any luck, we'll be doing pages and we'll actually have a webcomic out there in the world, okay, for people to enjoy and read completely for free. Turns out waking up early to stream on weekends is really hard for me to do. It is tough. I'm shoot, I wake up early, and I'm late almost every stream. I got to get your head right. I want to just get up. It's easy to get up and prepare to draw, but doing that and streaming at the same time, it's a little different, you know. Sometimes your body doesn't fully cooperate, You might have to go to the bathroom or something like that. You gotta have your head ready for that. A lot of people, they get a lot of anxiety. The streaming takes some kind of mental effort for a lot of people. I'm okay. I think I feel okay with it. I like doing it. It's not a big deal to me. I thought I would have a problem with just streaming and being silent for most of the time because I think that was just because when I did the few times I did stream, just wasn't used to streaming, so I didn't really know what to say. But it's much easier for me to stream now than it is for ever. I guess streaming with you, kind of help with that. Once I got more comfortable doing it, I'm thinking I should move to video. Jenica offered to help me edit and stuff. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the waking up to be on is hard as fuck to do. Yeah, it's definitely takes some effort, more effort than I thought. Yeah, I got some video ideas too. I'd have to take the time to actually do the editing and stuff, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'll probably just do games and stuff, and maybe if I become proficient enough at this, I could do like tutorials online too. That would be a cool thing. I've noticed when I do meshes, a lot of people when I'm just work on the mesh, I said a lot of people, more people than I thought would actually is actually or watch those videos than like videos like this where we're just more of the same, right? But it's the sculpting videos that get the most views. So maybe I could look into doing a tutorial at some point. See if people would be interested in that. But I'm gonna wait until I have a little bit more experience with this under my belt. Um, as far as bodies ain't bad for me. It's just like the whole process of creating a character. I know a lot of people out there they take that and they when I was learning how to do this, um, I know a lot of people have this type of projects behind paywalls and stuff because this is what people want to do the most. And yeah, you don't. There's not like a lot of in-depth character creating tutorials on YouTube. It's more simpler ones or inanimate objects. Maybe there's a reason for that. I don't know, but I feel like most people want to see, most people want to create characters and stuff for games or animation things like that. So I don't know. Maybe that's something I can look into. Oh, it'll just be on YouTube though. I'm not gonna, maybe I could, very specific things. I could probably be like, okay, maybe, for a couple of bucks, I could show you, but I don't know. It feels weird, when you're like, oh yeah, I'm learning this, but I'm learning this, but I'm gonna charge you to learn it. You. No, but yeah, you have to kind of go out of your way to find like this stuff for free, you know, you know what I mean. But there are, once you get a good grasp of it, I finally unlock perspective. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I do this. All I have to do is this. I could just do this. Be like, okay, boom, I got myself a low angle 3/4 view perspective instantly. I could just pose them and render them and and draw it just like that. I don't have to put any thought into it whatsoever. And don't get me wrong, I could do it without this. It's going to be a little inconsistent, and we want consistency when it comes to webcomic art. It's very important. I don't want to distract from the story. I don't want it to be just either the story or the art that kind of carries the webcomic. I want to have a good balance of both. That's great though. Spec perspective is important, more important than you would think. It's very easy to mess it up. That foreshortening. I guess that's perspective too. Um, I remember practicing perspective. Yeah, it's somewhat challenging, and then lighting it too in perspective. I've always tried to do stuff that if I look at my art, I've always tried to do things that challenged. It was a challenge to me, stuff that I didn't really normally do. I guess this would qualify as that too. I actually stopped doing the thing that I'm best at to learn this, and now I just have to keep keep my skills sharp with 2D digital art. You know. Although I'm only like I only get a little rusty. Like if I do one project like the girl that I did a couple weeks ago, I guess last month really at this point. Um, that wasn't really too bad to do. I hadn't actually drawn anything in a long time because I've been doing this, 3D stuff. No idea what happened. I was just practicing and pow, it all clicked. Yeah, that's all it takes sometimes. You just get that aha moment. I've been there. And I have yet to. I will be there again. I'm sure. It's always a learning process. You never. I feel like I have a good grasp of sculpting. I know that I still have so much more to learn. I just treat it as just another uh, learning lesson in learning. just gonna slowly continue doing this, I guess. I think what I can do. Oh, you know what? You know what I should do is I should stop it. Well, this is good. This is fine. I think we'll just dissolve these lines because we don't really need to here. But I will stop it here and then go up along these lace holes. I don't know how I'm gonna do those. I hope that baking will put those in the lower poly mesh. Like I said, we haven't gotten this far in creating a character mesh, so we're going to see exactly where we went wrong with this low poly when that time comes. If we went wrong with it, I need to see. I need a base, a base to start from before I can say, okay, I need to do this better. I'm just trying to make it as good as I can as I'm going along, even though we haven't really done this before, besides the body. And I already know what I need to do. I need the hands. For one, I'll give you an example. You remember if you've seen any of the previous streams, you'll know that these hands had fingernails, right? You want to put planes on them too, so they show. Right now, I don't think his fingernails are going to be in the final. At least not. They won't extend past his fingers. So we're going to have to put those back in. But I was looking at a video, one of the videos I learned from, and they were putting. I had already done this part, and then I went back and looked at the video, and I was like, "Oh, they did it this way." And I said, "Well, I've already done my hand, so it's too late." But you can see they're kind of a little bit not the same. Let's see if we can show that. Yeah, see how I extended the nails past the fingers a little bit? I mean, it's not super detailed to begin with, but we're drawing from this, so I think this is enough to get a decent idea of a hand. Obviously, it's not super perfect, but we can do that. And then there's the low poly mesh, and we're going to bake the high poly stuff onto this, but I don't think the nails are going to be one-for-one transfer, so we'll see how that goes. We can always, of course, adjust it manually, but we want to minimize that so you're not always going back and just fixing mistakes that you did along the way. That kind of bloats the time a little bit that it's going to take for you to complete something. I'm going to spend forever on one thing because that's how fatigue sets in. We don't want that to happen. All right, so all right. But yeah, I really do like as soon as I get my schedule back on track, I'm gonna wake up a lot earlier, like I normally do, and try to complete something, in one go. There's going to be a couple. It's going to be a few people who are coming here every now and then. They'll probably be asleep, but you can always watch the live. I'm okay with what I'm doing now. It's a really early schedule. It's perfectly fine. Oh no, that is not good. Let's go back. Hold on. We done goof. Luckily, it was only a couple. I'll attend as much as I can. I appreciate it. Um, I do think though that maybe next time we'll make this completely flat, which I can actually do with that add-on there was someone in the chat that popped in for a bit. I don't think they'll be back, but they gave this is the add-on right here. They suggested to use this. And I can actually use this. Here it is right here, flatten. I can flatten this entire surface. But shout outs to that person. I forget their name. I don't know if they follow. I don't think they follow. That was pretty helpful. I'm still learning how to do that. Use this. I'm always open to new methods and critiques and whatnot. And I know that this is definitely something that I'm gonna have to look deeper into in order to get a good grasp of it. It really just depends on the topology of whatever you have. Uh, and then there's the whole factor of me doing this for the first time. Uh-oh. Oh, no, that's not a uh-oh. Actually, that's completely fine. We just pressed the wrong button there and it didn't really matter. As long as we don't try. Oh, wait. Yeah, I said we were supposed to stop there. It's okay. It's quite all right. So we're gonna do. Yeah, I was looking for your stream this. You didn't stream this weekend, did you? I totally missed your the Saturday before stream because I didn't know you because you said Friday and I was looking out on Friday and then you didn't stream Friday, but then you streamed Saturday and I completely missed that because I was watching movies. So I apologize for that. I wanted to see that Pokemon stream. Um, but yeah, I had the tab up in case just so I didn't miss it. But I don't think you didn't stream, did you? At least I don't think you did. I don't know. We're going to extrude from vertices here. I'm going to go around. Maybe we can do like a circular plane and try to keep the details of that. I want to push them off a little bit because I think we're on the circles, to be honest. I think we're on the circle a little bit. I want to take it off. We got one plane back. This Friday I'm streaming. I didn't do the weekend. I couldn't wake up in time. Tried to do both days, but I had to work. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I was looking out. I was like, I didn't want to miss this one. I got tricked with last Saturday stream because I didn't I was looking out for Friday, but I didn't think about the weekend. Uh, yeah, I didn't watch anything this weekend though. I think I'm gonna look at that new Roadhouse movie. I heard people didn't like it, but I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna look at it for myself and see. Roadhouse is one of those movies that I don't know. It's a product of its time. We'll say that it's not bad. It's just it's very it's a very cheesy action movie. Everyone's like, oh, Dalton this, Dalton that. It's kind of funny. He's like some kind of mythical hero in that world. So it's already cheesy from that. Just from the lore of Dalton alone, it was very cheesy. And then of course everything else that happens in the movie. I know Conor McGregor's in it and Jake Gyllenhaal, but beyond that, I don't know much about it. So we're going to be going into that. Watching Furiosa actually kind of makes me want to play that Mad Max game. I think that isn't that a survival game, like an action, like an open world at least. I want to try that. Okay, we got to fix that. All we got to do is just grab it, move it when the polygons do that, and it'll snap right. What are you going to be streaming, 99? Why didn't that work? Oh, I know why. Because I don't have that command. there. There we go. Okay, yes. Great variety streamer and artist. And if you're watching, I don't know if anyone's watching now, but because I can't see the numbers, but if anybody happens to see the VOD, check out 99. He's a great streamer. Mad Max is more of a beat 'em up and car building game. Okay. I kind of want to play it, after seeing Furiosa now. I had it for a while because I've got it on sale. People were saying that, oh man, this game is, the Mad Max game is actually pretty good, and I was like, oh really? Because it looked like a cash grab to me at a glance. I don't know what I'm streaming at. If I do the review videos, maybe an indie. Okay, yeah, I play some indie games too. I got Loop Hero. Isn't that an indie game? I was recommended that. That was on sale for a couple of bucks, and I got it. Got it, and I will play it one day. I'm trying to save as much. I have a lot of games that I haven't been playing. I'm trying to save them for stream. So I have a lot of stuff that I can stream. Might not play them on stream, you know. I'm trying to save God of War. I want to play God of War, but I'm trying to save that for a stream. And Spider-Man. I did try some Spider-Man because I don't know, I just felt like playing a Spider-Man game. It's very reminiscent of the Spider-Man 2002 game. Um, I'm trying my best. I'll probably play it on stream anyway, but it'll probably just be like a replay, you know. Loop Hero was very good. Okay. Yeah, I keep hearing that. I got it though. I got that. I got that. Okay, we're going to keep going. Yeah, this is why I wanted to do. I wouldn't have been able to finish this off stream. I was actually planning on doing that, but like I said, I did not get to do much. I had my days off streaming were quite busy, and I didn't get to do anything regarding the stream or my art. Got one good edit in, and that was it. But it'll be all right, you know. It'll be all right. Like I'm trying not to rush this project. Normally, sometimes there's like a thing in the back of my, okay, just get this done, you know. I think you would love Loop Hero and Across the Obelisk. I'll take a look at the obelisk. I still have to I haven't forgotten, but I'm going to wishlist Age of Wonders 4 that was suggested by Judicious. So that's right up my alley. Across the Obelisk. As soon as I'm done with streaming, that's on Steam. I'm going to wish list it. That the Might and Magic game? No, it's like RTS. I don't know. I actually don't know. I always thought Age of Wonders was like Age of Empires, but you know, for mythological stuff. But I don't. And maybe it's not that. I don't know. From the description that I got from Judicious, it doesn't sound like that. It could be that. I could be wrong though. I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna get it. Either way, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna put it on my wish list, and then next time it goes. I know it has a lot of add-ons though, like Crusader Kings. I really enjoy that game. I don't know if I'll be able to stream that though. It's very it's like playing Civilization, sort of. You're always in the big map view. I There was a streamer, it was a very small streamer who I used to watch that played it, but they streamed very infrequently. I don't think they really. I think they just streamed just to stream, you know. They didn't stream regularly, and I haven't seen them since, so I don't think they stream anymore. Look for a Crusader King streamer though. Maybe later. Maybe later on. But yeah, let me finish this thought about 11 before I move on. Yeah, I wanted I'm not going to use Windor. It's going to be completely vanilla. I have to set up all my macros and equip sets for that. That's for even for my established characters too. So you'll see that. But in response with that, it's going to be new character stuff mostly. There was some should at least use it for FPS. Yeah, I know. If there was a way, I heard there was a build of some kind that you can hide on stream. And some people, and I actually only watch one 11 streamer because I can't I can't really watch that game. It's not a game I would want to, even though it's one of my favorite games of all time. I have trouble watching people play it. I only watch people play or do things that I don't normally do, like sortie. I've only done a few sortie runs, so all my information comes from watching other people play it. But yeah, I'm looking into that. Oh, thanks, Jenica. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great morning. Yeah, this is the low poly mesh, and this is the high poly mesh. We're going to be working with the low poly mesh, but we're going to have the details baked onto the low poly, hopefully. Yeah, hope you're beating the heat. It's been quite hot. Well, maybe not now. You know, it's kind of nice out now, but you know we had a pretty hot weekend. pretty warm weekend. You know, it's not the warmest I've been. It doesn't really, you know, when you felt 120 degrees, it's not, you know, 90 is not as hot, but you should still, you know, hydrate. You know, melting by the minute. Yes, yes. Well, stay cool, stay cool. I got two two glasses of cold water right here. Not one, but two. Yeah, you know, keep it cool. Yeah, we're going to I'm just going to cover this and then we're going to adjust the topology so this is more like this. There's a lot of segments here. We're going to try to make it all even. That's one thing that I know that carries over from all the things I looked at with topology is we should keep it as straight and even as possible. It's just these little things here. I'm looking at those. I'll adjust those later. Not even sure I'm going to do that all on stream. I'll probably do it off stream. This is very tedious work. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to stream this, but I felt, and that's only because when I did the body, you know, I would have he would have his butt would have had to been exposed when I did that, and his crotch, and I would have been zoomed in for long periods of time. It's not really allowed on Twitch, so that's one of the reasons why I took it off stream. Otherwise, I would just do the whole body. But since it's just boots, you know, it's fine. I figured I was like, okay, I'll just do a couple of streams doing this. You know, it's mirrored. I'm doing the other boot as I'm doing this boot. All I have to do is do this boot. That boot's done. The only problem that I'm looking at here is the shoestrings itself. I didn't put enough. There's not enough detail. Don't you show them dongs and feet? Yeah. You know, they didn't say anything when I crafted the foot. You know, I did the bottom of the foot. I did the toes and everything. You know, it wasn't, and I didn't see anything about that in the rules, but I was hoping that everything would be fine. But yeah, they didn't slap me. They didn't slap my hand for that. So maybe when I get around to you stole one. What? Yeah. Yeah, maybe when I get around to doing a woman I won't do the feet. Maybe I won't do that on stream. Maybe that's the reason because it wasn't a woman. I don't know, man. Twitch, it's hard to get a good grasp of what is and what isn't okay to do because the rules are like, you know, they're very well they vary. Let's say that. They vary from person to person. There we go. There we go. All right. Trying to stay in my lane here, okay? I know that I'm not gonna get away with nothing. Okay. So we're gonna nothing. I'm not gonna get away with nothing. So we gotta just, you know, err on the side of caution for everything. And even if I did have like a, you know, a name or you know, whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it, you know, if I was a big I still wouldn't do it, you know, just on principle, you know, because I know other people ain't gonna be able to do it. The only thing that I would do if I ever made it that far was ask Twitch to give me just Ace. Because apparently if you get, you know, if you get, you know, to a certain point, you can have Twitch get you a name. And if it's taken, that person isn't using it or not streaming, you can get that name for yourself. That's the only thing that I want. It's just to have Ace as my name. That's it. I've heard of people doing this. That's all I want. I just want Ace back. I don't none of his numbers, letters, whatnot. You know, I'm known as that in real life. I just want that. That's the only thing I want. That's the only flex that I would be willing to do. Ain't gonna have we're not gonna be showing any meat. Okay, we're not gonna be working any skirting or bending any rules here. We're gonna do the same thing we've always done, no matter what happens. Okay, that's just a me thing. Okay. But we're not even thinking about that. We're just having fun here, okay? I'm not really trying to. Sorry, I'm not really trying to. You know, I don't really have any. Actually, don't have any streaming goals. I just stream. That's it, just a hobby. That's all. Just having fun here. I already do this, so I was like, why not stream it? Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do the shoestrings. This is already looking kind of suspect to me. I don't know. I don't know, man. The race is on. I'm gonna get ace first. Oh no. Yeah, you're like you have like what? You have 10 times the amount of farms. Like literally 10 times the amount. That's just off the top of my head. I don't know. Uh, anyways, hmm, yeah, I'm gonna delete that. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I should just keep it like stop it completely here and not try to do in between. It doesn't look right to me. I don't know. I'm already doing these too small, but we can adjust that. That's not a big deal. I used to have that many, not so much anymore. We are even, I would say. Oh, well, that's okay. We're not. I think it was always just a hobby thing for either of us, right? I don't know. If it happens, it happens. If there was ever a point to where we got to a higher level as far as streaming is concerned, um, then that's what it would be, right? It would just be that we was like, okay, yeah, we're just there now. But like I'm not, I don't market my stream. I just do it and then post it on YouTube. That's it. I do want to do a project. There's only one project that I want to do like for YouTube involving Minecraft builds. I have it planned out in my head. I just have to play Minecraft so I can. That's it. Uh, yeah, it's that's all I really had to do. But I have a small project that I want to put on YouTube. That's it. Whatever happens from that, that's fine. It's just plans. I just have to do them, and it's all for fun. But that's really the only thing that I have planned out in my head. Um, what? We're gonna go back to what's it? Vertex? Yeah, vertexes. I always get those mixed up with edges. I'm trying to find my next project. I personally believe that you have no shortage of projects. Be it Minecraft. Every time you play Minecraft, you do something different. You can make that into something just by itself, right? And you do art as well. Oh, I haven't forgotten about your 3D mesh. I'm gonna do that. I might even turn that into a stream project. But I haven't forgotten. Just let me get to the hair portion of this because that'll help me develop that project. Because I know yeah, Tattles V2. Yeah, don't worry. I haven't forgotten about that. Don't worry about it. Pretty much everything that we plan, I try to keep in mind. I don't really trying. I'm a little. I'm spinning a lot of plates here. Okay, I like multitasking. That luckily I like doing. I like keeping myself on my toes in that way, even though if it's a little debilitating. But we will get to that. Believe you me, we will get to that. I'm even going to personally look at if there's anything out there that would assist in creating it the right way. Because my only plan right now would be to just do tattles like I did this, like so, and then just rig them, right? But I'm gonna personally look into the making it work right for the VTube side of it. I don't know anything about it, but it'd be nice to learn because you never know. You might see like might see me transform into a. Maybe I could put like I see a lot of people channel points and then you switch over to I don't know what I would be. It would probably just be me, but as like up to like 11 or something. Like, I don't know, like Ultra Ace or something. I don't have any ideas. I don't have any ideas. I don't know. but it would be a good learning experience. I like all any kinds of mediums that I could get. I'll try to learn it. Oh my, all right. You know what? I kind of want to fix this now, but we'll get to it. Super Saiyan Ace, yeah. I thought about doing Dread, but I'm not Dread. I don't want to be Dread. All right, that's gonna be people are gonna take that to be a certain way. I'm not, I don't want to be Dread. I was thinking about like if I did something like evil in a video game, if I was like thinking about doing something evil, I'm just turning like to like an evil version of me while I'm playing on the stream. I thought about doing something like that, but it would only be like briefly. I don't see myself as a VTuber or a PNG tuber. I don't know. I don't see myself doing that. But for like a gag or something, I'd be more than willing to do that. Just not full time. These are uneven, but that's okay. We'll keep all this stuff in mind for when we craft boots for our next. Like I said, the next three meshes are going to be wearing similar outfits. So, Dark Flyer, is that a thing? Does he did he do that? I don't watch enough of his videos to know. I catch some of his horror games because, ironically, even though I'm not really a huge fan of his content, I do like his some of his horror videos. Like he does him or Manly Badass Hero, or it's either those two that I watch a horror playthrough, like a horror game playthrough of those. I still want to get, even though I know the game pretty well, I still want to try Baldi's Basics. I have Amanda Adventure. I think that was given to me through Humble Bundle. But I discover a lot of good horror games through one of those two YouTubers. So this is like mad. Man, Ace the Last Action Hero. Well, yeah, I already have the movie stuff like for this screen. I already have that, right? So yeah, I guess I could do something like that, like a maybe magic tickets. That could be my channel points. Have a gold ticket with the blue aura around it. That's actually a good idea. I might actually do that. I never really thought about the channel point stuff. I don't really think about that stuff. Well, I still don't have anything for emotes. I'm just literally just streaming, just a stream. Um, but I'm sure, I don't know, I'm sure if I stream for a couple of years, I'll get there eventually, right? Get there in a couple of years. You know, like I said, I just want my web comic to exist. That is like my biggest goal, personal goal right now, is to look at me in a couple of years. Look at me in a couple of years, yeah. I'm sure if I stream long enough, eventually it'll happen, right? But yeah, I just wanna get my web comic out, have it there. Look, this is my web comic. I got it. You can read it. Tell me about it. Tell me how you like it. Tell me how you don't like it. Tell me what's wrong with it. It's fine. But that's the one thing that I want. No problem. Is to make get my web comic. A real best effort. You know how I've made comics back in the day. I really put a lot of thought to them. Well, besides the story, but I never really fleshed out the story. I just, I just did what I thought, what I liked at the time, and left it at that. Hey, really, this good morning. Yeah, I guess it's still morning. Morning for you. Welcome to the stream. I hope the weather isn't too bad out there. It's a rather nice day today. Uh, we're continuing with our little boot project here. We're getting a little we're really flying by the seat of our pants here, but we will get get it nice and oh yeah, yeah. It's uh it's windy today. in the 70s, so not too bad. Not too bad. I still got my air on anyway. So I like it cool. I like it a little cool, a little more cool than usual. And this setup that I have created for myself generates a little bit more heat. So definitely don't want to be sweating. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I start playing games. It's definitely because regardless if I leave the air on and I'm playing a game and I'm like into it enough, I'll sweat anyway. So I was trying out Spider-Man yesterday, and I noticed I was sweating. I was like, oh man. I'm trying my best to save that for a stream. Like I said earlier, not too long ago, actually. I'll play it anyway, even if I'm willing to play stuff that I've already played on stream anyway. You'll just see me. You probably won't see a lot of the mistakes that I'm making on the first playthrough, or maybe you will. I don't know if I haven't played it, long enough. There's a lot of because I usually if I don't know the game super well, I usually forget stuff, and it'll be like a first playthrough anyway. Yeah, I get intense. Yeah, it gets intense. If it gets intense enough, I'll start sweating. Usually I'm relaxed, but they're really trying me. They're really trying me in Spider-Man right now. I was doing it was like it was one of the base things where you have to go and you have to break into the demon's base, and you had to get 10 finishers, but I don't have the skill to where you can chain finishers. So I really had to play like at my best, and I was off by one. So I got an F. But we will go back and get that S. You're gonna be seeing that too. I'm gonna try to get a game stream in sometime next week or the week after, so I can stop talking about it and being about it. You can see me succeed or fail in whatever I play. If that's your bag, okay. Oh wow, that's not what we want. What about this though? Eh, be the Spider-Man you went to see in the world. Yeah. Yeah, I have Miles Morales, but I haven't played it yet, so that's definitely gonna be blind though. And then when they get Spider-Man 2 on PC, we'll be in that full show. Miles Morales makes me so happy. Oh yeah, I don't know much about him to be honest. Besides what I gleaned from the game that I'm playing right now, the regular Spider-Man, because he's in that too. He's in the first one as well. So I've never actually read a Miles Morales comic, but then again, I haven't read a lot of Spider-Man like overall. So, but from what I hear, comics wise, he is not in a great place right now. There's a lot of things that people complain about, and that's always been a thing, right? You got let's go back. Let's go all the way back to when it started, right? As far as Spider-Man is concerned, with the things that I know people have a problem with, as far as arcs and stuff. I know people had a problem with the Clone Saga, right? I think that's where it started. Or was it what was it, Maximum Carnage? With the whole symbiote extravaganza that they had. I think that was a thing too, wasn't it? I don't know how people feel about Man Spider. I liked it, to be honest. I think that was an interesting story, but I never really hear anybody talk about it these days. Yeah, people have had problems with Spider-Man. Like literally, yeah, yeah, you're right. I never heard about the Venom though. I've always liked Venom, but maybe that's I don't know. That's a McFarlane thing. People complain about his eyes being too big, or the spaghetti webbing. I remember that was like the biggest criticisms with McFarlane Spider-Man, and that's when I got into Spider-Man. Really, it's when Tom McFarlane was drawing them. That's one of the reasons why I became a Tom McFarlane fan. That was Spider-Man to me. Spider-Man is the best version. Spider's Man. Oh, okay, got you. I don't know what that is though. Is that multiple Spider-Man? They've done that before. Um, let's see. Yeah, so we got. I'm going to assume Maximum Carnage was in there, and then Clone Saga. Then you got out the whole Gwen Stacy not only did they bring her, no, they didn't bring her back to life. I think they did bring her back to life actually. She got cloned by the jackal. I know that was part of it, right? But then they revealed that she had an affair with Norman Osborn and had kids with him, and that was like pretty bad for the fandom. They really hated that, and they retconned it to where that Norman did not bang Gwen. He banged Mysterio for whatever reason. I don't know. Honestly, don't know the details of the story, but from what I know about it, either some people say that the memories were implanted, but other people say that Mysterio was actually in the room with Norman. Okay, Spider's Man is an alternative version where after the spider bit Peter, it got the powers of a man. Oh, I've never heard of that. I haven't ever read Spawn, but I assume it's not great because I saw the movie. No, Spawn was actually really good. Well, and it's not even for the story. The story is very HBO Spawn. Yeah, HBO Spawn was one of the highlights of Spawn as a whole. That was a very good. Well, I mean, for its time, they could probably do better now. I don't know if they'll ever do another animated series. Apparently, there's one in like development hell. Like it's done. They just trying to get like a distributor for it or something like that. I don't know, but that's a lot of Todd McFarlane's projects these days. It's just he's still trying to get the second Spawn movie going, but that's also in development hell. But yeah, the HBO series is pretty good. The comics were more like they were very popular, but objectively the stories weren't great. It was just the art mainly. The art really carried it. The art, the cool factor was basically what drove the comic. But the story was probably one of the weaker points of it. I think there were some stories written by Alan Moore, um, but it was all right. It was definitely the pick of the litter when it comes to Image Comics. I would assume, but that's just at a glance. I never actually read Wildcats, Savage Dragon, or anything that Ralph Liefeld did, like Young Blood. I saw a couple of things, and they weren't, really it was about the art. These were artists that left after all. But now the stream is unscheduled. Reported, is it? Because I have a schedule for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I thought that was okay. I'll take a look at that. No, don't report. Randomly, that reminds me of the live action MK show, and I think I should watch that while I work today. I used to watch that. It was called Mortal Kombat Conquest. It was the first Kung Lao. I actually had a shirt that looked exactly like the shirt that he used to wear in the show. It was like it was a two button like a tan or beige shirt that had rigid lines. It was like and I used to have a shirt like that. That's the only thing he had some cameos, right, of versions of the Mortal Kombat people. Like they had Sub Zero and Scorpion in it, but it wasn't Scorpion and Sub Zero as you know it, because this is the first Kung Lao. This is the first Mortal Kombat tournament. So they technically didn't exist, but they had the Link Way and the whatever clan that Scorpion is from was around then. So I saw the first episode. My mom thought it was really stupid, so I wasn't allowed to watch. Yeah, that's how my parents felt about Beavis and Butthead. And they were right. It was really stupid, but it was entertaining. At least in my opinion. I don't know. I tried to watch it, with my adult mind, and it's very mind numbing to me. Like when I tried to watch it, I couldn't really get into it. Uh, but yeah, and then yeah, the Gwen thing. Then you got One More Day. Uh, what else? Is there something else that people complain about too? Besides all that, oh yeah, the radioactive semen. That was another thing too. I don't remember which story that is, but I know people bring that up too. Yeah, there was a story. It was an alternate story where Peter Parker killed Mary Jane with his semen. and it spawned like a it was like a alternate story. That was the premise. Radioactive. How are you spelling the second word? I'm spelling it like the medical term of reproductive. You know, Spider-Man. That I don't know why that's Spider-Man. That yeah, that's yeah. But that's actually that's an actual story. Not even joking. So yeah, but that's something that people bring up every now and then. And just, Spider-Man has a lot of real, I guess unpopular stories. But I can't really comment much on them because you know, admittedly, I haven't read a lot of Spider-Man growing up. It was mostly X-Men, Green Lantern, Wolverine, Hulk. Actually, I only had one Hulk comic, so can't really say that. Valiant comics. That should be infinitely popular. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I don't know what it is about Spider-Man, but they just go with it. And then when it's unpopular, they double down on it for some reason. I don't know what it is. They usually walk things back for a lot of comic titles, but for Spider-Man for some reason they really stick to their guns. They're like, no, we're not. We're this is like they just put their foot down on a lot of stuff when it comes to Spider-Man. And I guess he is the most popular character, right? Maybe that's part of it. But they have very clear intentions for what they want and don't want for Spider-Man, no matter how popular it is. Like a lot of people preferred when Mary Jane and Peter Parker were married. You know, basically he was an adult, he had a job. You know, he was like a teacher. He had progression in his life, but for some reason Marvel doesn't. They got rid of a lot of that stuff. It sure doesn't sound like they have any restrictions. Well, those aren't like a lot like the radioactive jizz is not that wasn't in the main story. That was like a alternate non-canon story or whatever. So that stuff is fine. You'll see a lot of stuff in that. I think people enjoy Ultimate Spider-Man more than the regular Spider-Man now because of all the stuff that Marvel has done to the character or won't do. But I don't know. I don't like the. I don't know when I'm hearing of it. It doesn't sound good to me, but I never actually read it, so I can't really say that it's bad myself. Just know that people complain about it enough to I know what they complain about. I just don't. I just haven't read it myself. My introduction to Gwen Stacy was her being brought back as a clone and having kids with Norman Osborn. That's how I know of the character, because I don't think she was in the cartoon. Maybe she was. I don't know. I don't remember. Like, no, actually, no. I don't think she was, because then Green Goblin would have had to kill her, right? You're not going to put that in a Saturday morning cartoon. At least not on Spider Man. I think they had people die on X Men. She wasn't a major character. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've watched the cartoon religiously, but I actually don't remember it now. I didn't watch it as much as I watched X Men. I remember specific X Men episodes, but I barely like when it comes to Spider Man. The only one that I remember was the man. Yeah, they're all kind of blend together on me there. She showed up during the Madam Web series, maybe for a few other times, but not like canon. Oh, okay. But yeah, my official introduction to Gwen Stacy was when she was alive as a clone and she had kids with Norman. And then later on, I found out that all that stuff was that was like the unpopular things about Spider-Man. That wasn't how people wanted it to be. I guess I don't know because they did it, So I didn't really have a problem with it, but I know that a lot of people do. Just like I thought how Hobgoblin was the main was the main goblin, not. And then when I saw Green Goblin, I was like, "Oh man, Green Goblin! It's just a rip off of Hobgoblin," but it was actually the other way around. Yeah, if I would have said that to some real Spider-Man fans, I would have got crucified by that, huh? Yeah, and it wasn't just that. Like when I played the Genesis game, it was Hobgoblin. It was only Hobgoblin. That was like the first time I've seen Hobgoblin was the 90 or 91 Genesis game. He was in that. So I was like, oh, okay. And then when it came out with the cartoon, it was Hobgoblin. It was all about Hobgoblin, and Green Goblin came later. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Hobgoblin is the guy, right? And I like this color scheme better than green and purple. Orange and blue seemed like the better color scheme to me. I don't know. As a kid. Yeah, I guess in color theory they're kind of eh, somewhere in that range. I don't know. Yeah. A lot of the 90s kids. I had that toy. I had that. Yeah, I had actually had a Hobgoblin toy. I remember that. Yeah, like these he had a button where he could throw like you put the bomb in his hand and he can and you press the button, he'll swing his arm and throw it. And it's like this little peg that sticks into his hand. You can throw the bomb at people. I think I lost that though. I think he might have thrown it and he just rolled off somewhere and outside and I just never found it again. I wouldn't be surprised if the pumpkin bomb is still out there in that yard in my old house. I honestly don't know where it went. And then he had the glider, and the glider had the head was a missile. You could shoot the missile out of the thing. I think Green Goblin had an overall cooler design. Yeah, I actually like Green Goblin more now because now that I understand what's going on, I'm like, oh, okay, this is the real arch nemesis. It's not Kingpin because he was more prominent in the cartoon too, and he was also in Spider-Man versus the Kingpin. So I always thought Kingpin was a Spider-Man villain, but he's actually a Daredevil. They just put him in Spider-Man stories every now and then. When that first movie came out, I was mad it wasn't Doc Ock. Well, Spider-Man 2 is always classified as the best one out of the Raimi one, right? I'm part of the angry Spider-Man fan problem. They're all angry. I've never heard people defend whoever Paul is. I know that's the big thing right now. Mary Jane is with someone else now, and people hate that man. They hate him. They hate him with a passion. Some guy named Paul. That's all I know about him. Can I pull this down? Yes, I can. I don't know who he is, but Peter's too good for her. Yeah, I'm like, okay, hold on, wait a minute. All right, yeah, okay, I get it, right? Mary Jane, right? Okay, but you got Black Cat, right? She not only does she do what you do, but it's like I don't know. I think Black Cat's better, but then I guess you run the risk of being compared to Batman, right? Because Batman and Catwoman and all that. But I don't know. I know that she doesn't really like Peter Parker. She only really loves Spider Man, but so it's kind of weird. It's like MJ loves Peter and Spider Man. I guess I don't know. I actually don't know. But I know that Black Pack Cat only really has the hots for Spider Man. She doesn't really like Peter Parker. I know that much. So there's that. But I don't know. Usually, people really they have characters really pine for Spider Man. He never really goes for any of them. So it's kind of weird. They like putting him in. They like not solving any perceived issue that might come across his life or whatever. Oh, he doesn't have anybody. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tons of people like Spider Man. As far as women are concerned in the story, that they're written that way, of course. But he has no shortage of suitors, I guess you call them. Wait, no, that's for men, isn't it? Suitors? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, He has no shortage of women in his life, okay? But he never goes for any of them for whatever reason. Suitresses. Black Cat is the girl you want but ruins your life. Yeah, yeah, because you know she's a klepto. She can't stop committing crimes. And Spider-Man is not for that, even though that would solve a lot of his problems. Okay, I beat these criminals up. There's a suitcase of money right there. Can't say I'd be the whole great power comes great responsibility thing. It's just gonna end up in some evidence locker, at, in a perfect scenario, or in someone else's pocket, more likely. But if I was in this position, I don't know. A couple of suitcases might go missing. Great checking accounts, yeah. Hey, pile of money. The drugs are there. I don't really have a, not really into drugs, but I'll take the money. I can at least use that to make more gadgets. Punisher does it. That's how he funds his entire operation from the people that he killed. Well, he kills them first. Kills them. No one's gonna be using the money. How come Spider-Man can't do that? That's all I'm saying. Does he even work at the Daily Bugle anymore? Like, do they even care about newspapers, and I don't know. That seems like a. I know he's like a. I don't know. In the game, J. Jonah Jameson is like some kind of talk show host guy, right? Like he left the Daily Bugle. He's a blogger now. Okay, got you. I mean, I know they still have newspapers, but they're not like the main thing anymore, right? That's where we're at. Taking pictures. That's kind of outdated. Like I could really see, it would make sense if um all of Spider-Man's financial problems were because of the profession he chose. That would actually make sense if they still kept in the pictures. He's trying to sell his pictures. He can't let go of his pictures now because no one wants them. That makes sense to me. You don't have to. That's not something you really needed to update. I think that fits right into his. He's always got to be down on his luck or whatever. So why not have him keep that aspect of Spider-Man where he's trying to sell his pictures to people, but people have moved on from that type of work because of the time. Yeah, it would work, but they don't do that. I'm not even a writer. I'm a noob. I'm an amateur, and I feel like that's better. I don't know. It's not my character. What do I care? I don't get invested in other people's characters. I mean, I like them. I mean, well, I do, but not to the extent to where I'm, you know, I don't know, where I'm angry. Yeah, it's they've done their job right if you get invested, right? But I don't know. I feel like that would work. How the heck did we curve that? How did that work? We'll fix it later. I'm not saying I could do a better job. I just feel like that's a better idea. That's all I'm saying. Websites still use pictures. They just have their phones. They have phones and they still have a camera crew. Maybe we can have them do that. That's still somewhat. Well, I don't know because you can't be a journalist and Spider-Man. That wouldn't really work. I don't know. But I still think the whole picture thing would be. He still does take pictures in the game that I'm playing, the first one, but it's mainly for like challenge stuff or evidence or something like that. I don't know. The only thing I've really done was take pictures of landmarks in that game, but every now and then you need to take a picture of something for whatever reason that doesn't include uh, collectibles, unlocks. He does have a job in the game. Yeah, he works for Doctor Octopus or Otto Octavius. I don't think he's Doctor Octopus yet. As as you know I'm progressing in the story. I don't know if he'll become that in the game. I think well, if I had to guess, he's not going to be Doctor Octopus until the next Spider-Man game, the sequel. Maybe not. I don't know unless he does it in Miles Morales. I'm not really sure. But I think that sounds like it looks like they're going to save that for Spider-Man 2, which technically is already out, but I'm waiting for a PC. Oh, okay. Let's dissolve that. Dissolve that. Wait, dissolve that too, don't we? Wait, oh, we didn't. I guess we never clicked it. I did it so fast I didn't even see that I didn't highlight that edge. Got some clipping issues here. We'll just fix that real quick. But yeah, they can't seem to please Spider-Man fans. And then you got the gaming side. I know there was some controversy with that. Like there was something with with Mary Jane that people were really complaining about. And whatever else happened in the game. I don't know. It's all really superficial stuff, so it's like I don't know. It's not something that would bother me. I think the what was it? I did see it. I think the actress who plays Mary Jane in the game was in a car accident or something, and her face was different now because she had like I don't know, she had like she got like her face had to be worked on or whatever. So she looks kind of different in the second game, and people were complaining about that for some reason. It's like, man, I don't know. This sometimes you don't want to enjoy the things that people like that enjoy. Peter looks different. Oh, he does. Okay. I don't know. Like I haven't seen anything on the game because I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go. I like going into things blind. So when something comes out, I don't see anything on it. Oh, shit. Delete face. LOL. I don't like new Peter. Why did they change it? Or they just changed it? Okay, I'm back. When I'm we're talking about the Spider-Man game. Uh, there is a lot of things that people like complaining about. You know, not just storyline stuff, but uh, one of the person who played Mary Jane was in a. I don't know if this is actually. You know what? Now that you said they changed Peter, I don't know if it's the same Mary Jane actress, but I do know that she. Oh yeah, I bought it and still haven't played it. Like most everything on PS5. Hell yeah. I'm waiting for it for a PC. So when it comes out on PC, I will most likely play it, and I will most likely play it on stream. I was trying out the first one. I'm still gonna play that on stream, but it's just not gonna be a blind playthrough. But yeah, it's yeah she got into a car accident or something, and people were complaining about the actress's face for whatever reason, because I guess she had some reconstructive surgery done or whatever, and it was like, man, is that really gonna like sour the game for you that the actress looks different? I will never buy another Sony console. I don't use it at all. Yeah, I feel the same way. Judicious. I've only played. I have a PS4. Like I didn't even get a five this time. I'm like I'm done. I'm just gonna stay on PC. Um, I've only played The Last of Us, um, Metal Gear Solid 5, and Batman Arkham Knight on my PS4. And after that, I just haven't played anything. I actually have the first Spider-Man and God of War on PS4. I haven't even played them. So I got them on PC. I just inflicted the exact opposite rant on 99 Hill Potions about PCs. Oh yeah, you're not gonna play PC, you're just gonna play console like that? Well, to each his own. You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't personally. I don't see the point of getting a console anymore because now they're releasing the exclusives on PC. So it's like, what's the point? And as much as I've been a PlayStation fan, you know, I just can't justify getting another one. I've been a PlayStation fan since 1998. I've gotten every PlayStation except for the 5. Because, and you know, if they would have just kept the backwards compatibility in, I would have had a reason to keep buying them. Because, you know, and even now, you know, emulation is catching up in that regard. No matter how much they try to regulate that, you know, I can always enjoy a lot of those games even without a PlayStation. So it's getting harder and harder to justify buying one. Maybe if I want to play a DVD or something. I don't even have CD drives or either in my computers anymore. So it's like my PlayStation 4 is literally the only thing that I have. My disk drive on my laptop doesn't work. I gotta get it. I gotta get that fixed. I get my entire laptop fixed, to be honest. Like the battery is done. The USB ports are. I had it since '08. It overheats. It doesn't play any CDs. I what did I just do? Okay, everything looks different. Everything looks the same. Okay, cool. So I hit something. Anyways, yeah, I bought the PS5 for the exclusives, but I'm not even playing them. I haven't bought the new FF7 remake. I haven't played anything on my PS5 since Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah, and now that's coming out. That's on PC, isn't it? Along with the FF7 remakes. Yeah, it's like first of all, I rarely day one anything. The last thing I day one was Power World because I was really excited to play that. I was like, you know what, I'm all in on this. I was like, this concept has to work, and it did. You know, for the most part. I don't know how many people are playing it now, but for the most part, it was very successful. I just hope they keep working on it because it needs it. But yeah, it was the last. That was the last thing I day one. Before that, I can't even tell you the last thing I day one. Oh, you know what it was? It was Resident Evil 4. So however long that that time period was from Resident Evil 4 to Power World, that was the last thing I day one. Before that was, I want to say, Fallout 4. That's years now. That's years. I think. No, one of the Dead Island 2s. And that was only for the purpose of me and 99 to stream it. I think I did day one that. If it weren't for that stream, I would not have day one that. And whatever else we Evil Dead, I think. Yeah, Evil Dead. So that was what. This is still like a year, at least a year apart from a year to a couple years of you know, of time before I day one something. And I'm probably gonna day one. No, I'm gonna day one Delta. I'm gonna wait for Delta because I want to see if that's actually worth getting. Like I am a Metal Gear fan, but you know I'm a little more cautious with buying stuff day one these days. So we'll wait. If it's good, then I'll get it. And I have Horizon Zero Dawn on my PS4. I haven't even touched it. Waste of money. Should have just waited and got it for PC. But at the time when I got it, I didn't think they would ever do exclusives for PC because they weren't even doing that back then. But now they are. So ironically, Horizon Forbidden West was the last video game thing that made me this mad. Oh no, is it a story thing or is it a technical issue? What happened? So many tech issues. Yeah, you know what? I was gonna get a Last of Us, The Last of Us for PC again before all the rebuilding shaders fiasco that happened was super unoptimized apparently. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait, and I've been waiting ever since. I don't know. I'm pretty. Maybe they fixed it. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. I haven't really been keeping track of it because I kind of don't care now. I just I would have rebought that game. I assume everything is fixed now, but Horizon Forbidden West was one of the most broken games I ever played. Wow. What was the most broken game that I've ever played? Uh, ironically, not ironically. The most broken game that I've ever played. I can't really. I don't know. You know, Fear and Hunger was kind of broken. Had a cool. I ran into quite a few glitches and crashes and freezes for a game that old. It was only a couple bucks, and I fixed it with mods. But still, the fact that they never fixed it, uh, that doesn't bode well for any future recommendations or considerations for their game. What did I? What the? What did I just do? For the first week, Horizon Forbidden West made my PS5 overheat and shut down after playing for 10, 15 minutes. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's no good. Oh shoot. So it was, oh, you know what? The most broken game? No, you know what? Because I didn't even get it. I didn't get it when it came out. It was almost Cyberpunk 2077. That was the most broken game I ever saw. The console version anyway. I'm not really sure about the PC. I know people were complaining about PC, but I watched people on stream play the console version. Man, that was like a slideshow. I was like, I'm so glad I didn't buy this game. Like I thought, I don't know. I don't know, man, but it was terrible. I was like, man, they were selling that for like $5, like 2 weeks after it came. So it was short. It may not have been 2 weeks, but it was a very short amount of time for a game like that. Such a big hyped game like that was in a bargain bin. I regret not getting it for cheap. I waited. Let me see. They came out in 2020. One of my friends gifted it to me in 2022. By then, it was playable, so it wasn't really broken for me. But I was following it, and all the marketing was hyping me up. I was like, oh, really? And then my Sherlock brain kicked in. Somebody had mentioned that all of CD Projekt Red's games came out broken on launch, and I didn't know that because every game that I played from them, I played years after their release. Like I got into The Witcher late, all three of them. I played all of them in 2019 for the first time, and it had already been out and patched and fixed and with that DLC whatever. So when I played them, I didn't run into any issues really. The first one was still a little janky, but it was playable. It was something that I could like okay, it's been out long enough to where it was like okay, I guess it's just the time that it came out because I think that came out with '07 something like that. But when I started looking into that a little deeper, and I was like, maybe I should wait and not get this on because I almost day one did. I almost day one Cyberpunk because they were hyping it up so much, and I didn't realize that there were so many things that they promised that weren't in the game. So I was like, okay, let me see, let me just when people were talking about it, and this was like as early as 2013, maybe 2012. I've heard about this game. Oh, okay, we're just hitting stuff now. I'm sorry, got a mistake here. There we go. We're gonna go back a few steps, and yeah, I've heard that was the first time I've heard about the game. Okay, it was like in 2012, 2013. People that I know at work, otherwise, my friends, they were talking about it, and I didn't really care back then. But as time went on, and people were like, "Okay, yeah, you can do this. Oh, oh yeah, we're gonna have this in the game." I was like, "Oh yeah, uh huh." And then when they, I think it was like a couple of months, they started really pushing heavily, really heavily marketing the game. I was like, "Oh really? This looks interesting. Maybe I should play it if it's gonna be like this greatest game." And I had played Witcher the year before, and I enjoyed it. I was like, "Okay, this is a good company with good standing, right, with people." And I did a little digging. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. Maybe I should wait. Let's wait. And then I waited. And then after that, I was like, I'm so glad I waited. I'm so glad. Um, but admittedly, one of my friends did get it day one. They said the PC version wasn't that bad, but I did see them play it, but I guess the experience is different based on your computer specs. I don't know. I didn't get it, so I can't really say for sure, but I did see people have problems with the game and didn't have anywhere near the amount of stuff that they promised was going to be in the game. So I felt like I made the right decision waiting. I think the game still has problems. Yeah, it definitely does. I still run into glitches every now and then. I've had to, since playing it in 2022, I have not beaten it because I've had to restart my save for various reasons. And when they came out with Phantom Liberty, they pretty much said you got to restart your saves because of all the changes we made. So, but I do enjoy it. Whenever I look up games to test PCs on, Cyberpunk is still one of them and only does like 60 frames per second, even with a monster setup. I've had no problems. I was actually able to run it at max. We'll play it one day on stream. I was actually able to run it at max with no problems. I got a 40. I don't know if this matters, but I have a 4090 with i9 13 series, 128 gigabytes of RAM. So I don't really. The only thing that I was really cautious about because I had just built this system was the heat. But it's okay to once I got a little when I stopped being overprotective about my rigs, they can get up to what 70, 80 Celsius. That's like a normal thing for them, so it's okay. Mine don't get that hot. I'm not that hot though. I've only seen like 60 at the highest, and it's air cooled for the most part. Besides the CPU is water cooled, but everything else is air cooled. So but yeah, they can get a little hot. They can get hot. It's okay. I don't want to try to be over. I used to run them with the fan super high and high enough to be picked up on the mic, on my microphone. But now I took all the levels down and I don't overdrive the fan or overclock the fans or anything like that. I just let them go, and it doesn't get much hotter than it should. So it's cool. Let's see, just dissolving some edges here, trying to make them a little more even with the squares down here. Still have some ways to go, but I was gonna wait until I cover this area up and then do it, but we can do it now. I've had quests break on me. Um, I normally get the glitch to where if you play the game too long, you don't find loot. Like loot stops spawning on like you can't see the loot on the bodies. That's like the most common glitch that I get. You play long enough, you just have to. I think the way you fix that is to completely shut the game down and then load back in, and then you'll start seeing the loot again. That was the biggest thing that I kept running into. Did I fall through the world? I don't know if I fell through the world. I don't think I fell through the world. I've had teleporting cars. I saw a car teleport into a shop and it just like completely destroy everything around it. Like they're just blasting around and it makes a lot of noise. I've had that happen. Very minor stuff. The only game breaking things that I get is when they update the game. That's the only time that I see like really major problems with my saves. But they've had memory. I think they've had memory leaks with having too breaking too many items down. They've had it's mostly graphical stuff. A lot of graphical stuff. But my personally, I've only had very minor things besides quest breaking and loot pickups. That completely breaks quests. Like if you can't pick something up, they'll tell you there's something there, but you can't interact with the whatever container is there if you play too long. It's kind of weird. I think that's it, really. The game has radically changed so much. Like they really overhauled the perks. Um, like I don't even remember what anything did anymore because it's different now. Like you have to play completely different now. It felt like when I played that game after the most recent patch, which I believe was Phantom Liberty, it's much harder to do melee stuff now. That's one big change that I noticed. It's like you can't just you can't just fight a cyber cycle with your bare hands anymore, like you used to be able to. And stealth, it's like I feel like they make that hard. They made that harder. There was some kind of change they made to it. It seems like it's more difficult to do those types of builds now. There was a time where, especially it was very noticeable when you fight the Ghost in the Shell inspired Cyber Psycho. Uh, it's like you go into this area. There's like water in the area where you're standing in, and this woman comes down. She's like a cyber cycle. You got to stop her, and she has like a cloak on or whatever. What you used to be able to do is you used to be able to just fight her toe to toe with your bare hands, but you can't do that anymore. Like if you block something, it takes so much more damage when you block or parry something now that it's like not viable anymore. And there was I don't know, I'm trying to remember. I think you could sneak up on a lot of cyber cycles and then just like choke them out. It was like it was strong. I mean, it wasn't like a I don't know if it was broken. I don't really have anything to compare it to because I do side stuff first when I in open world games, so I'm inherently going to be strong, much stronger than I would be like at the start of the game from doing side quests first. So I can't really tell from my point of view if something is broken or not because I'm going to be so over leveled that I'm not going to be able to tell. I don't think it was though. You could sneak up on cycles and like choke them out and not even have to fight them. But what I've noticed is that it's like fighting them hand to hand is much harder now than it was before. And I'm not sure if that's a. I'm pretty sure that's a change that they made in some patch. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty much the same to me. Oh, here's one that was really, really frustrating me. Getting legendary weapons, upgrading them, and then after a while, the game would just put them back at level one, and it would stay there, and have to re-level them again. That that was very, 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 very frustrating to me because I have really good builds, and they were melee builds. They were I had these katanas. Yeah, it was bad. Like I think you can get Saburo Arasaka's katana, and it had like this cool I think that was the one where you could do like really easy critical hits. And I had basically and with my perks I had really good crit hit rate. Like I could like one shot people sometimes with all the critical damage. So I'm like, yeah, okay, send a couple people at me, and I'll just slow the time down. I could just cut them all up like in seconds and be done, no matter how strong they were. And then sometimes I'd be like, man, I'm not doing enough damage. And I would look at my stuff is level one again. I'm like, oh man, and then it wouldn't go back. Like I would have to re-level it. That was a really big one. I was like, man, they need to fix that. I'm playing a game right now where you get a certain armor piece that breaks. If you turn in 24 broken pieces, you get the best version of that armor. I did it for my whole team. What game is this? What in the world? That sounds kind of cool though. That sounds like some hidden feature. Of course, the best piece breaks too. So if you get 24 of the best pieces, does that unlock some kind of next tier? Because that'd be really cool if that was a thing. Metal Max Returns. It's an excellent JRPG. Okay. Take a look at that. What system is this for PC? Is this an old thing? Is this something I can find on Steam? I don't think so. I hope not. I ain't doing it. Oh yeah, the armor. If you want to get grindy, we can get grindy. You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. It's for Super Famicom, so you need a translation. Okay, I'll find it. Yeah, it was a game. It was something Bahamut. Forget what it's called. This game is made for people who love the grind. Yeah, I got 11 for that. I guess as far as grind, I play grindy games. I guess Minecraft could be considered that. Depending on how big your build is. And my builds are very large most of the time, so I consider that a grind. I try to keep the grinding games to a minimum, but at least have one in rotation. When I feel like playing something. Yeah, Bahamas Lagoon. Yeah, I found a translation for that. I think I still have that. Put that in my library. I'm gonna check and see if I can find the same thing for Metal Max Returns. Hope that site is still up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring it all the way to the Ebbs there. How was that game? I haven't need to play it. I heard it was good. That's why I got it. And I haven't actually played it yet though. But now maybe I guess I can play that on stream as well. The queue just rises. The queue continues to rise. The to-do list grows evermore. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, let's scale that down a little bit. And then let's do that. I might be able to put a plane like an extra edge of planes here. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But yeah, I heard it was good. I don't know. I don't know from experience, but the reason why I got it was because of people lauding that game so much. So I said I'll do it. Put it on the list. You know what I found out? An old, I guess, I don't know if this classifies as a JRPG, but Fax Xanadu. I discovered that one of the items you get in the game is broken and actually does the opposite of what it's supposed to do. I played Bahamas Lagoon for like 5 minutes, then realized it was a tactics game and wasn't ready for it. Oh, you don't like tactics games? Isn't Fax Xanadu a Zelda clone? No, I don't think so. If I had to compare it to something, it's more like Castlevania than anything. Maybe a little bit of elements like you would find in Zelda 2. I could see some slight comparisons to that because it has like an RPG thing, like you can level up and things you can buy from shops and things like that. It does share some similarities with Zelda 2 in that regard, but it's more like Castlevania, I think. Oh, quite the opposite. I love tactics games to the point where it's detrimental to my life. Oh shoot. I don't think I've actually played a proper tactics game. Like what makes it a tactics game? First of all, like what is the classification? Like what makes a game a tactics game? And then I can tell you if I played one or not. I'm not really sure myself. Grid based combat. No, I don't think I've played a tactics game. That then if that's all it is, grid based. I'm trying to think. Is Shadowrun considered? No, not really. That's more like an XCOM type deal, right? XCOM isn't grid based though, is it? I don't think so. I don't think it is. Shadowhearts is tactics light. Okay. Fire Emblem. Oh, XCOM is a tactics game. Okay, so then Shadowrun Hong Kong would be the closest thing that I've played to a tactics game. That's the only one in that newer Shadowrun series that I've played. I've actually played the Sega Genesis version first. I was really into that. That's my cyberpunk game. That's my preferred cyberpunk game, Shadowrun on the Sega Genesis. The Super Nintendo one is good too, but that's a completely different game. I've seen that how that game played, and it's definitely up my alley, but it's nothing like the Sega Genesis version, which is fine. It's actually a good thing. They're definitely two different games. Two different games. Oh, Syndicate is that considered a tactics game? I played that. Isn't Shadowrun kind of like Diablo? Sort of in a way. It's the Sega Genesis one. I would say is probably closer to Diablo. I think. Yeah, you equip stuff, and it has the isometric view. But Shadowrun, the PC ones for Steam, that has like you have an overworld where you go around, but then it goes into like a combat um mode, like an RPG. So the original Shadow ones don't do that. It's all real time combat. So okay, so those games are different. I can't think of the name. Uh, yeah, Syndicate. I think Syndicate like that. I don't know. Buck Rogers Countdown to Doomsday, the very first RPG that I've played. It's kind of like a grid based combat, but without the grid. Like you definitely move like a grid. It's just there's no grid to go off of. It's like you just move one space in an isometric view. It's all like kind of like a board. Yeah, I guess that would be a tactics like game. It follows the D20 rules of Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if that means anything, but that's I don't know. When I play a tactics game, I'm gonna keep all this in mind, and then I'll be able to compare it to something. Because you said you named three that I should have in my collection. I do believe I do. I know I have Tactics over. Final Fantasy Tactics. I do believe I have in Fire Emblem. Those are all PS1 games, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, Western RPGs, JRPGs, ARPGs, Tactics RPGs, Action RPGs, and I guess if you can count the games with RPG elements, I don't know if you can count those. There's a lot of purists out there that wouldn't count those, but even the Colonel says that Metal Gear Solid 2 is a type of role playing game. So I don't know, man. It's very broad. It's a very broad genre. Why not, Raiden? It's a type of role playing game. The Colonel is wrong. Yeah, I always felt like he was wrong. He's lying to you. The Colonel is lying to you. Don't trust him. San Andreas is an RPG. Yes, yeah, it does have RPG elements in it. Yeah, but I don't think I wouldn't say that's an RPG. No, it's an open world with some RPG elements. It's not an RPG though. You don't even level up. You just basically you're only really increasing your skill in certain things. It's not that's not enough to classify it as an RPG anyway. That's very bare bones RPG elements. I mean, by that logic, you could count Metal Gear Solid 2 as an RPG because you can increase your grip gauge by levels. You can level up your grip gauge. If you wouldn't count that in the most rudimentary, mechanic possible way possible, I guess you could, but no, it's not an RPG. I don't think, unless you're just saying that you're taking on the role of a specific character, but because role playing game, but that's I don't know. That's technically not what an RPG is, right? You're playing a role, right? But it's like it's a role you created for the most part, for certain games anyway. Like I can't fully define it myself. I'm not an expert on RPGs. I do like the genre, but I've only really beaten like 6 JRPGs and 1 Western RPG ever. Yeah, you get fatter. Yeah, yeah, you get fatter. The only benefit to that is how people treat you because they say some really funny things, and so does CJ. But you can't climb, you can't sprint. There's really no upside to doing it. What I used to do when I played a lot of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was get really fat and then go after the collectibles, specifically the oysters, because you could swim in the water for all of them, and if you stay in the water, you can stay in the water the entire time, and just if you just avoid the cops, you can get all of the oysters, be buff, because by the time if you do all that swimming all around the map to get the oysters, you'll be strong as heck. But you want to be fat so that way you have some fat to burn when you go hungry, because that's the one thing that's definitely going to happen if you swim a lot. I was always too skinny for certain girlfriends, and they would have to bulk up. Oh, I've never stayed skinny. Every time I play the game, I end up buff as heck because of the collectibles, getting all the collectibles, doing all the running. I don't get into cars because you have to cross into when I do this stuff at the beginning of the game. So going into the Los Venturas or what's the other one, or um, San Fierro, you're going to get the wanted level. So you have to be, and getting in the car is actually very dangerous. The only time I would use an actual car is when I'm leaving the area, because you want to get out of there as quickly as possible and get to a save. You just do all 50 of whatever you're collecting. The hardest one I think is the camera, but you can get the tags. The tags are in Los Santos. You can get those, no problem. The oysters is probably the second hardest. Then no, no, second easiest. Sorry, it was tags, oysters, horseshoes are kind of difficult because you have to be in Los Venturas for that, and you're going to be in the wanted level the entire time if you're doing that at the beginning of the game. And then the photography, because you have to stand still and take the picture and get the right angle and whatnot, and cops are coming and everything. So I'm always on a bike, so I can never keep weight on. If you do it right, I'm pretty sure the bike is the fastest vehicle. Yeah, I think it is. You can definitely keep up with like traffic on the highway with a bike. Use a bike here and there, but what I would do is a motorcycle and use the train tracks is like the easiest way to get into Las Venturas and still have your armor and your health, because you just have the long tunnel and then all the cops are usually not in the tunnel. You can leap over traffic. Oh yeah, with the bunny hops, yeah. I've never actually I don't think I've actually done that. It's a kind of a blur to me, but because normally I get all the collectibles and then I just stop, and I think that's where I'm at now. But when they did the last time I played it was they did when they came out with the definitive edition, it was messed up real bad on release. So what I did was I downloaded the PC 1.0 San Andreas and modded it to where it was better than the definitive edition. Because I saw a video of it on YouTube and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that instead of getting the definitive edition, wasting money on something that's broken on launch. And it really is better than like doing it that way is way better than the definitive edition. It's sad that modding is better than something that Rockstar did, but that's where we're at, in today's gaming industry. I'm considering doing the same thing for the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I have them downloaded, but I'm gonna look for mods for that and see if I can make them look on par or better than the Legendary Edition Mass Effect, because you don't get the multiplayer for the Legendary Edition for Mass Effect. But I guess I'll revisit those too. They ain't gonna be blind playthroughs, so but it's whatever. They're fun. Do like them. I got to do Dragon Age as well. I want to see if Dragon Age has any mods, any visual mods. But I'm sure they do, right? I'm currently modding. I decided, since watching people get, discover and get back into Fallout because of the show that's out. Apparently, it's a really good show. People like. It made me kind of want to play Fallout again too. So I'm going to get 4 to. I'm a heavily mod 4 and play through that on stream one day. And I'm slowly working through a mod list that's stable enough because the game is it's very easy to break the game. It's Fallout 4 and it's the engine is very finicky, but I'm going to attempt to do the mods that I normally would do. And basically when I mod something, I make it harder. Okay. Actually make it harder for myself and ridiculous. Other than the visual stuff, like I think the last time I played it, it was like 5,000 spawns. There is like just imagine like the beginning of Terminator where they had the big war with the machines and imagine that's Fallout, but it's everyone fighting everyone at the same time, and then sometimes they all fight you, and it's basically just one big giant war. And there's that, and then I add weather to it, and then textures, and that's basically the gist of it. But what I do, I make it so that if I get shot in the head, I'm dead. If I take a bullet to the head, I'm that's it. I'm done. Okay. I'm trying to remember what else I put in. Yeah. It's not bad, just as long as you don't. I remember one time. I remember one time I saw this. There was a super mutant in the distance, and I had it was like fog. It was kind of cool how it happened. Like, actually, you know what? This might have been vanilla before I started modding it because I had to mod it on my first playthrough because the game was broken. I kept running into bugs, so I was like, okay, let me see if I can do this like I did New Vegas, and I had to get some like the unofficial Fallout 4 patch and whatever else fixes they had at the time to fix the game so I could play it. Like I had some problems with Boston, like going into Boston is kind of breaks the game sometimes, and you can't go too far. You can't really go ham on the settlements either because that affects the game. But there was like it was like I think it was fog. It was like really foggy, and I saw the shape of a super mutant. It was the first time I saw a super mutant, and then he just sprayed randomly and he killed me like from like a far distance. It was crazy. But I'm gonna play it on legendary and have like really and you can adjust the AI to where they're actually super smart, and then have a war with smart AI. Like they try to flank you. They know how to use their grenades and weapon, and they have better aim and things like that. They actually try to use tactics against you. Plus better locational damage and add more. Sometimes I add more enemies to the game. Not like a number, of course. Of course I do that, but I mean like different types of enemies. And everyone is also legendary. Everyone is legendary and they're leveled higher than you. They're like super high. Like they like that. They're the max level that they can be. So just imagine a battlefield of that. I'm gonna tell you right, and from experience, the first 12 levels are the toughest levels in the game. But if you can make, well, I don't know, because I put a lot of stuff in the game. Well, at the time, I put a lot of stuff in the game too that kind of balanced out the difficulty. But now this time, it's just gonna be all difficulty with zero help. But the last time I did it, as soon as I get to level 12, I'm good. But before that, it's just like surviving, scratching and surviving the entire time until I get a weapon that can get me through. But now I don't even have that. I think I still have like since all the monsters are legendary, they'll drop a legendary weapon, but it might not be good. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. That's typically what I do. I make games harder. I even did it for Cyberpunk. I actually made the game. I did mod it, but I didn't like add anything to it other than more difficulty. That's basically it. Because I felt like it wasn't hard enough for me. I really like just making things incredibly difficult and then winning anyway. So we'll see how that goes. There was a point even though I never finished the game, there was a point where I felt so overpowered that I was like, man, I got to make this harder. So I did that briefly, and then of course the Phantom Livery stuff came out, so I had to, every time they patched the game, it broke all the mods, so I don't use mods for Cyberpunk anymore. I just play it vanilla. I did Arc the same way too. I made Arc incredibly difficult. I can't wait till you play a Shin Megami Tensei game on hard. Oh, I don't know anything about those games, so I'm really looking forward to it. I think I have 1 and 2 for PS1. But you know what? I kind of, I don't really count Fallout because I never played it on legendary difficulty, but I am gonna play it. Oh, sorry, not legendary, survival. The only time where I kind of backed out of that was Witcher 3. I didn't. And that was only because I didn't. They had this thing where you can scale. You have enemy scaling on the entire time. That does make it hard, but it also makes certain boss battles impossible to do. Like the genie in one of the what was it called? The genie in one of the DLCs was one instance that I just you just cannot win. Anything it does will kill you in one hit, and I don't think you can do that fight without being hit. And I'm sure maybe somebody out there did it, but I don't know. I'll have to look for that. I did beat that game. I I chose Jennifer over Triss. So next time I play it, I'm gonna do Trish and then Jennifer. So apparently that, I mean, like a little thing, whatever. That's the only time I didn't do like as hard as I possibly could because it kind of makes the game unwinnable. There was another fight too that it affected. I can't remember the other fight, but I do know that if when you there's a Jin that you have to fight, and it makes that fight impossible. Oh, you know what? It might have been the immortal dude from with the master mirror guy. The guy who was immortal. That guy. I think he might have been impossible to do as well. I don't know. I have to look into it. If somebody out there did it, I want to see a video of it because then if I know it's possible, I'll keep doing it. But I've heard a lot of people have problems with those fights and that they couldn't beat them with level scaling turned on, and a lot of people agreed with that. So, and I'm pretty sure it was impossible. So I gotta have to double check that. But yeah, I couldn't. I had to turn that off. Oh, you know what I saw for Fallout? It was when you get irradiated, you slowly become a ghoul. Okay, and you get like massive debuffs. So if you stay irradiated for too long, it's irreversible, and you'll just become a ghoul. And it's like it completely changes how you play the game. I'm really trying to make sure that it doesn't conflict with any mods that I'm planning on playing in. I hope that one gets in because you have to look at a load order and see what conflicts with what using a third party tool. I did not mod like that. I usually just do like a, like a everything but the kitchen sink approach, and you can't really do that with Fallout because some mods are bloated. They change things, outdated or broken. You know, you have to be very, very careful. You can't just mod Fallout 4 willy nilly. So I have to kind of like go through it one by one and make sure that it's placed in the right order and that it doesn't conflict with anything. So we'll see how that goes. I'm getting it's getting harder to see what we're doing here, but turn off info. All right, so we need to go about right here. We can go one more square, about right there. Actually, we can go a little further than that, but we'll just stay right there for now. It's a little too far. Oops. Grab this. Okay. All right, so we almost got it completely covered. Finally, we'll just do some minor adjustments. And I kind of want to go up, but actually want to stop now. I have to stop here. So we're going to pick this up again tomorrow. We're going to finish the boot, and then hopefully, actually, it ain't going to be on the hopefully. Once we're done with the boot, I'm going to uh, take a look at how to do baking in this program and unwrapping UVs. That's going to be the next step for this mesh. We got another mesh on backup here that we can work on in the meantime while I learn that. So once I'm done with the boot, we're going to switch over to the other mesh, the big guy, okay? And then I'm going to start planning another mesh because we want to get the seven. So the seven's the goal, and I'm going to try to work on more meshes while we work on the on-stream meshes. Have some for backup off screen, okay? I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you watching the VOD and on YouTube as well. I will be back tomorrow if nothing stops me from doing that. Okay, so